They thought they knew him, a trusted colleague, a fellow officer, until the truth came out. In this video, we break down the shocking moment police realize well their own isn't who they thought he was, but something far worse.
They use toys.
Whatever you're doing, it's a bad idea.
Crime Tracker. Pedophiles are detested by everyone in society, including the police. But what happens when those policemen realize that their colleagues are actually pedophiles? Here are two instances where policemen found out that their colleagues were pedophiles, starting with Ralph Shorty, who at the time was an Oklahoma senator. On March 9, 2017, police officers received a report that a man had taken a minor with him into a motel room. So the cops arrived at the scene and headed for the door, while silently hoping that the report was false.
Hey, it's Moore Police Department, man. We just need to check on your welfare, make sure you're okay.
After several knocks, the door was open and the minor stepped out of the room, giving the officers room to focus on the suspect.
I'm right here.
Hey,
Come out before you get me worried. Show me your hands.
Okay.
Take a seat on the...
What's going on?
What's going on with you, man?
Just trying to have
A good time? Yeah? What's your name?
Ralph.
Ralph what?
Ralph was ushered back into the room while the officers looked around. Ralph apparently didn't understand the gravity of the situation he was in.
I'm sorry, guys. You're kind of freaking me out a little bit.
Yeah, that's what we do. He's 17. What do you mean, okay? Okay. But you got a 17-year-old hanging out with you.
Ralph had taken a 17-year-old male into his hotel room at 3 a.m. and was now heads down as the cops explained the situation.
I'm telling you, he's 17. Like, I wouldn't lie to you. Like, what sense does it make me lie to? But listen, whatever you're doing, it's a bad idea.
Because he seemed to think nothing was wrong with that at first. The officers wanted no explanation from Ralph, and they concluded that they had all they needed to know. They hadn't known his identity at the time. Ralph was invited in for questioning, and the interrogation unexpectedly opened up more cans of worms.
Well, how did y'all meet?
At the coffee shop.
I'm
pretty sure of that.
What coffee shop are you talking about?
That's I own a coffee shop.
What is it?
It's called Holy Grounds Coffee.
Okay.
And the night that he called me, he said he just needed to get out of his house. I'm assuming I thought he had told me that he lived with some friends, and he had told me in the past that it was hard for him to get clean because he was always with his friends that were living with him.
Ralph mentioned that he met the teenager in his coffee shop a year ago, and they became friends. He also stated that on the night of the incident, he had decided to house a teenager in the motel after the teenager informed him that his roommates were drug junkies, and he was trying to get clean. Ralph also claimed that he and the teenager often communicated through phone calls, but soon realized that the cops have an entirely different story.
You said he's come to your house several times to play video games?
I think just once.
Come to your house once to play video games? And then you guys met at the coffee shop a couple of times? Okay. What if I said that he told you you guys met through a Craigslist ad the very first time, when he posted in Casual Encounters?
No.
Okay.
Ralph's response to that question was a clear sign that he wasn't expecting that they would have that information, which was shocking to him.
How old is your youngest child?
5 months.
Okay. So he's telling me that when he first met you through Craigslist, that he had posted an ad in Casual Encounters, and that he had a lot of responses for it, but that you said that you wanted him to mess around with your wife while you watched. He said that he showed up to do that, or you guys got together and started talking about that. He found out your wife was pregnant, and then said that it never happened because she was pregnant.
The juvenile had posted a Casual Encounter ad on Craigslist when he was 16, and Ralph responded, saying he wanted the teenager to mess around with his wife while he watched. But that never happened because Ralph's wife got pregnant shortly after. And this story seemed to add up because the teen was now 17 and Ralph had a 5-month-old child. Ralph denied this as expected, but the detectives weren't done.
He has a conversation that he says he had with you using an app called Kick. You know what that is? Okay. Well, there's a pretty lengthy conversation on his tablet that he says is with a guy that is you, that he that is online, or the kick ID is Jamie Tilley. And you told officers that night that that's what your online.
He calls me Jamie. And I'm not sure why.
Okay.
The cops explained to Ralph that they had chats between the teenager and someone with the username Jamie Tilley, and although Ralph disclosed that the teenager had called him Jamie, it wasn't enough proof that Jamie Tilley was Ralph. The detectives, however, came prepared and were one step ahead.
So we've got a conversation between him and this Jamie Tilley about, he says, I need money for spring break. Jamie Tilley says, I don't really have any legitimate things I need help with right now. Would you be interested in sexual stuff? He says, yes. This goes on about how I come get you, blah, blah, blah. He says, okay, I'll be down the street, a couple houses, in about 10 minutes or so. He says, okay, let me know so I have an idea. And then that person says, I-35 about to exit at 4th Street. And then it says, I'm here. Well, we've got a witness, pardon me, we've got a witness that sees him get in a white Grand Cherokee, and they follow that white Grand Cherokee to the hotel, first to 4th and Eastern.
Before entering Ralph's white Cherokee, the teenager was confronted by a female friend who refused to tell where he was going. So when the teenager got into Ralph's car, the female friend, now a witness, followed them to the motel till they got to their room. And then she called the teenager's dad, who in turn called the police. At this point, the cops had all the evidences they needed to put Ralph away, but they wanted one more thing from him, a confession.
I don't want to be here not giving you an opportunity to set it straight and tell the truth.
It doesn't sound like anything I say is going to help.
Okay.
Prosecutors disclosed that Ralph had sex twice with a teenager before the night of the incident. Ralph blamed the teenager for trying to ruin his life, but that held no water because the teen had no idea that Ralph was a senator. But to no one's surprise, Ralph resigned from his seat 13 days after the incident. On September 18, 2017, Ralph was sentenced to 15 years in prison and 10 years of supervised release. This next case involved a deputy sheriff who desperately needed a lawyer.
Can I ask, is this something I should have lawyers on?
In April 2020, police received an anonymous tip that an officer, Jalen Devon, had engaged sexually with a minor. Jalen, unaware of the report, arrived at the county sheriff's jail where he worked and was invited to the interrogation room, where he would discover the unfortunate reality that awaited him. After reading him his rights, the detective began questioning Jalen on his personal life, just to build rapport, making him feel unthreatened and at ease.
Cool. And I hear your schedule recently changed. How do you feel about the schedule change?
Yeah, 12 and a half in a row. Kills you. 7 off is nice, but it flies by.
Jalen somehow divulged personal information to detectives, thinking they were insignificant and unimportant to the case with a minor, but he would soon realize that they would become a huge asset later on in the interrogation.
And I know when it comes to Facebook, you connect it to an email address. And then your Instagram account, what, same email?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. And I know sometimes with Snapchat, they'll have you either sign up with a phone number or an email.
I believe it's my phone number.
With seemingly innocent motives, the detectives now had Jalen's email address and phone number, but while he answered all questions, his arms were crossed and he was swaying in his chair. Clear signs that he was nervous, and that made sense because Jalen was a police officer and he was in the interrogation room. And he wasn't the ones asking the questions.
I will ask what this is about?
Yeah, so we're looking into some allegations that were made. We're kind of, it started with a Crime Stopper report, so we're just kind of going from there. We did receive a picture that, you know, when we looked into it, it looks similar to you. So I don't know if you can take a look at the picture and just tell me if you've seen this picture. So this picture right here.
Yeah, that's definitely me with the gross one.
Okay, so this picture right here, how old were you when it was taken?
I don't know, 20?
20? Have you ever used this picture on any social media site?
I think it was Snapchat back in the day, yeah.
Okay. Alright. Have you ever shared this picture with anybody on Snapchat?
Yeah, probably with my wife, to be honest. I mean, mean, obviously I talked to other girls back in the day too, but I can't remember.
Okay.
The detective showed a picture of him connected to the reports, and he denied sending them to anyone else other than his wife and some girls on Snapchat a long time ago. While answering the questions, Jalen kept his eyes down, avoiding the detective's gaze, and that wasn't going to go unnoticed.
Photo came up in connection with some allegations about you communicating with a younger female on Snapchat.
Okay.
Have you ever communicated with any females that we've already recognized that yes you have with your recruit from the past? Is there anyone else you've communicated with on Snapchat?
I mean, back then, no, just close friends and coworkers and stuff like that.
Anyone recently?
No.
This was Jalen's 5th year as a police officer, and he had been trained in the art of remaining calm and even concealing his emotions when necessary. The one-word replies, closed body language, and avoidance of eye contact sent the necessary alarms to detectives that there was something he didn't want them to know. But he quickly realized that they knew a lot more than he thought.
Well, along with the photo came some additional information about your personal life.
Okay.
And based on some of the information you shared with me today, it seems to add up.
Okay.
So is there any reason why the person would say they're you and share your information?
Sounds like it'd be someone that knows me then, obviously. I don't know who. I don't have any enemies that would be doing something like that.
While interrogating suspects, detectives have the liberty to lie that they have evidences to act convicts as suspect, so that to feel helpless and come clean. Jaden was obviously familiar with this tactic, hence doubling down and insisting that an enemy could share whatever information to implicate him. The only way that he would know that the detective wasn't bluffing was if she somehow knew the exact details that he shared with the minor.
Can I ask what information was shared? What they know?
We know that you're a baseball player.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that information was kind of shared.
Okay.
Your work schedule.
It's been 5 years now I've worked here.
Specifically the transition to 7 days on, 7 days off.
Really? I haven't shared anything like that recently. I couldn't tell you who that would be.
Stiff-bodied, breathing into his chest and arms wrapped around himself for comfort, Jalen soon realized that he had mistook the detective's friendly personality for ignorance, and it was clear now that things were only going to get worse.
Oh, I know as an athlete, sometimes when I would do my usernames and stuff, I would kind of use a combination of my things that I know about myself, right? So that way I wouldn't forget it. So this particular picture came from an account with this username, right? J178211. Okay. And I recognize that your jersey name in college was 17.
Yes, it was.
And then high school was 82. And it was 11. In 2011.
I never had 11.
No, as far as you graduated in 2011.
I did, yeah.
And it goes by J. And it is a Snapchat account that has some links to you.
Okay.
Okay. Jay, I'll be very honest. I want to know the truth.
Yeah, no, I never even heard of that account.
Okay.
The Snapchat account that shared Jalen's picture and personal details with the minor was J178211, a combination of his name, 17 being his baseball jersey number in college, 82 his jersey number in high school, and 11 stands for his graduation year of 2011. On top of that, it was linked to Jalen's email address and phone number. After several questions, Jalen asked for a lawyer, although regrettably a little too late. The case involved 4 victims between the ages of 12 and 14, with prosecutors contending that there were more than 41 victims who couldn't be tracked down to verify their ages. Jalen pleaded guilty to 18 felony charges and 2 misdemeanor charges, and was sentenced to 12 years in state prison. If you enjoyed this video, kindly click on the like and subscribe button. Don't forget to share and drop a comment. See you on the next one.
Crime Tracker,